That sound good?
Yeah!
So 3, 2, 1, my clappers in the back. 3, 2, 1.
Clever marketing, putting the new guy on before the big hitters, because if it goes really well, you're all nice and warmed up, and if it bombs, you're just going to be like, oh fuck, get him off the stage, put someone else on. But I'm a bit like Shane, who was on first. I do impressions. I do one impression, which is an impression of me without like rock bottom self-esteem. So yeah, that's what you're in for. So we just had Easter. We do a family dinner over Easter. I don't know if that's a thing that people do. But we were doing a family Easter dinner, and my parents kind of opened up to me and to my family about something really cool. They were saying about how, you know, proud they were to have a son who is happy and openly gay, and, you know, who's chosen to live his life, you know, in a way that makes him happy, and not by anyone else's ideals or rules or anything like that. And I should clarify, sorry, I told this story to a group of friends before, and one of them didn't really know me, and they're like, oh, was it your brother? No, it's not. They were talking about me. I don't have a brother. I'm talking about myself. So they were like, yeah, no. Like, and that's really cool to hear from my parents, because my parents are nearly 70. So they come from a much older, conservative Catholic Ireland. And, you know, so they were going on, and I was kind of listening to them, and the biggest thing that I took away from this conversation, and I think probably the rest of my family took away from this conversation, was that I'm not gay. I've just been single for a really long time. And I think my parents were like, fuck it, no woman wants him. Maybe if we can edge him towards the men and take him off our hands. And you know, it's something that happens a lot with me. People kind of assume I'm gay, and that doesn't bother me at all. It can kind of make situations a bit awkward. A woman that I work with set me up on a blind date recently, and some of you can see where this is going. So she set me up on a blind date, and she's like, oh no, she did the usual thing, you know, she didn't give any descriptives about the person. She was just like, no, you guys have so much in common, you all do the same stuff, it'll be great. I was like, yeah, cool, yeah, look, I'm single, why not, I'll go on a date. So anyway, I rock up to the restaurant that my friend has picked, which is kind of like McDonald's but a little bit cheaper. So I rock up to the restaurant anyway, and I'm sitting in the bar, and I'm waiting there. I'm kind of keeping an eye out for anyone who looks like they might be on a date. And you know, I'm kind of sitting there for a while, and nobody looks like they're on a date. So I text my friend, like, look, I'm here, there's no sign of anybody that looks like they're on a date. Could you send me a picture just in case they've walked by or anything like that? So she sends me a picture, and lo and behold, it's a guy. Now, I've got to take a little bit of responsibility here. The guy's name was Sam, but I have a lot of female friends called Sam, so when they were like, oh yeah, I'll set you up with Sam, it didn't click with me. I was just kind of like, oh yeah, no, Sam's a girl, because I have no male friends called Sam. I refuse to believe there's any man out there who's willingly called Sam. So I was just like, oh yeah, no, Sam's a girl's name, yeah, Sam's a girl's name. So now I spot this guy down there in the bar who is Sam, as seen in the photo. So I go over and introduce myself with a weird handshake. And I explained the whole situation to him. And, you know, in fairness to Sam, he was really, really cool about the whole thing. Like, you know, he laughed it off, and he's like, look, don't worry, these kind of things happen. He's like, look, we're both here. I haven't eaten anyway. I don't know about you, so why don't we just have dinner and drinks anyway? So I was like, oh yeah, cool. I'm like, I'm hungry. I can do a drink. So, so yeah, no, we had dinner and we had a great night. We were kind of laughing about our mutual friend who tends to assume things about people, obviously very incorrectly. And you know, like, the sex was life-changing and incredible. No, like, it happens so often that people assumed I was gay that after a while I was kind of like, fuck, am I gay? And I was sitting there, I was like, Jesus Christ, I could be, I don't know. And then I was like, could I do the whole gay thing? And now as you might have picked up, I'm not a gay man. But I assume if your outlook is, can I do the whole gay thing, you're probably not gay. So I was like, can I do the whole gay thing? And I was thinking kind of back and forward, am I, could I be, could I not be? You know, what would happen, what would change if I was? And then something happened that just completely changed the game. Kevin Spacey came out as gay. And it hit me, if I came out as gay now, people would be like, yeah, no, he's only doing it to cover up something horrible that he did. Like, my friends would be like, oh, did you hear Rían came out as gay? It's like, yeah, but he only did it because he was caught burning down an orphanage at 2 o'clock in the morning, singing clap handies till daddy comes home. No, but so the crux of what I'm trying to get to is that I am single. But I'm single by choice, which is kind of when a lot of your friends are starting relationships or in relationships or getting engaged, having babies, whatever it is. It's kind of good to remember that you're single by choice, you know. Not my choice. Like a lot of women's choice. You know, hashtag woman's right to choose. I'm really behind that one. Whoever came up with it. No, so I was on Twitter then anyway, kind of needing a self-esteem boost, because that's exactly where you go, where you need your ego massaged is Twitter. And this article popped up, and it was a promoted article, and obviously Twitter felt I needed my self-esteem boost. And so it was a promoted article, and it was a men's health article, and it said, "Men, are you single? It could be because you're too good looking." And the point that they made during the article was that women tend to go for men who aren't too good looking because they're afraid they'll attract the attention of other women, or that they'll cheat. And I was like, oh, that's exactly what it is. I always thought it was because I'm just a terrible person. But it's not. It's actually because I'm just incredibly good looking, which is, you know, a nice thing to know. But no, I do. I struggle with dating a lot, and I struggle with kind of picking up on hints. Like, if a girl isn't into me, I'll get that 99% of the time. I'll get that right off the bat. But when a girl is into me, I have no clue. Like, I was visiting a friend of mine in Rotterdam recently, and because she didn't have a huge amount of space in her apartment, and we're humans, so we need to sleep. She was like, oh look, come on, you can share my bed. And I was like, yeah, cool. Now this girl is incredibly beautiful and way out of my league, so I didn't think for a second anything was going to happen. But if that had been a girl that I was interested in, and I thought might have been interested in me, and she was like, oh hey, you know, come sleep in my bed, and we'll sleep naked, and we'll cuddle and see what happens. Like, my mind would have been like, oh, women are so fickle. If only she could be straight with what she wanted. Oh God, it's difficult. But yeah, like, between that and dates, first dates in particular are just terrible. First dates are the only job interview in the world where you can't use previous job experience. Like, you can't be on a first date and sitting, you know, across the dinner table and whip out your CV and be kind of like, yeah, so you see, between 2014 and 2016 I had a 2-year relationship with Michelle, and during this point I became much more emotionally available. You know, and I learned to take initiative both in and out of the bedroom. You know, and I really opened myself up to new experiences. And then for the 9 months following that, you'll see I was in a relationship with Ben, and while I discovered I'm not gay, I think it shows I'm willing to take opportunities when they present themselves. And what's that? Oh, the blank period up until today. Yeah, no, that's just like a recurring cycle of self-loathing and rampant alcohol abuse. That's very prominent in my personality. And you want to leave now? Yeah, no, that makes absolute sense. Anyway, that's my set, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.